inside. Down the out.
So you can see what that looks like here.
Restrictively.
Alright, hey everyone. Today what I'll be, I guess, running through is a little bit about what I think about surfing longboards in bigger waves. Recently I've had some competitions both at the Noosa Festival of Surfing and also the state round contests in Victoria here. And we've had some bigger waves. We've just had some beach breaks where the waves have been a bit more powerful and not typically waves that I'd surf a longboard in. So I just wanted to run through what I think about surfing the longboard in bigger waves and I guess just the different things to consider there. You will see in this edit the footage after this as well, so you'll be able to have a look and see some of the things I'm talking about with regards to bigger waves. But first I do just want to break down some thoughts I have there. So riding a longboard in the bigger waves isn't something I'd typically do. I really think that the longboard and the longboards that I surf, so I ride logs or traditional longboards, I feel like they're much more conducive to the smaller waves. Typically they have 50-50 rails, heavily glassed single fin longboards, and so they are a little bit harder to ride in the bigger conditions. 2 to 3 foot is the perfect range, even smaller. And that's just because with a single fin, if you do have a lot of power and speed in a wave, you really have to nurse those turns and you can't go, I guess, too powerful, or you might risk disengaging that tail. And it just becomes a little bit tricky and something that you need to be mindful of. When the waves are small though, or smaller, so we're not getting towards that 5 foot, 6 foot range, you can really lay into your turns really nicely, go rail to rail, and also put yourself in a super critical position with your nose riding, and that gets a little bit trickier when you're, I guess, in the bigger waves. But the guys who do go for the high performance boards are riding the big waves really, really well, obviously, because of the sharp rail at the tail, push through those turns super, super nicely with the more power in the waves. So I did find it quite tricky, as you'll see in some of the footage, to navigate the log in the bigger conditions. It's, yeah, just as we spoke about with I guess the way that the logs are designed. Personally, I do probably prefer to take out something like a shortboard or even a mid-length or something like that when the conditions do get a bit bigger. Just because I feel like I'm able to handle the speed and the power, and I really enjoy surfing that equipment on the bigger waves, because it does become a little bit more about your performance surfing rather than the cruisier elements that you might get in your logging as well. I guess if I was to prepare for all types of conditions in competitions, which is, after analysing this a little bit, I think is something I'll need to do. But I'll need to, I guess, get out on the longboard a bit more in the bigger waves. A couple of examples back in 2019 with the WSL contests, in Spain and in New York, a lot of the conditions were quite big. There was a lot of power to those waves at beach breaks, and so you definitely needed to be ready for that. I think the WSL has done a good job in terms of they have been leaning towards the more traditional style of surfing with the longboarding, and so they've gone to waves that suit that a little better with Malibu, Noosa. I guess the Wave Ranch was okay for that. Yeah, the equipment that I would probably take out when the waves do get a bit bigger is I've got a couple of fishers. Then I love riding those. That's mainly what I ride. If I am to go out on a longboard in the bigger equipment, I'm just looking for something bigger waves. Sorry, I'm just looking for something with a narrower tail, so that I don't have the risk of that tail jumping out of the water when I'm pushing through my turns. A lot of my logs do have quite a wide tail, just because of the fact that I like to make sure there's a lot of surface area there to hold water down in the tail and create more lift there. They're the boards that I'm typically riding when the waves do get a little bit bigger, and yeah, I'll even show you guys. I'll come out the backyard, I'll show you some of those boards. Alright, so these are some of the other boards that I have in my quiver. I'll quickly just go through them. So this longboard, this is the Oz Slasher. So essentially this is maybe a little bit more conducive to the bigger waves just because of the narrowed in tail. The tail on my Typical logs, quite wide to help it with the nose riding aspect of things, but this one's really good, really conducive for I guess the faster point breaks. And yeah, you can just put it on rail pretty nicely. Nice little outline we can see here. Yeah, so this one's sick. Cool little paint job on the top. All right, the other ones that I have here, this is a 5'4", yeah, 5'4" mullet. So small board, I'll take this out, you know, when it's 2 to 3 foot or something like that, and I'm just looking to, you know, go fast. It's really sick. Let's see if I can show you guys this. So you can see what that looks like here. It's flames, it goes fast. Nice little swallowtail, pretty wide through the midpoint there, and you can actually stand about, you know, halfway to 3/4 of the way up this board, and that's where it gains a lot of speed. But yeah, it's really sick. Like this one as well. I'll show you the other ones too. And this is my 6'1", okay, still a twin fin. We're gonna get another fin put in this so that I can, I guess, have a bit more hold when it is a little bit bigger. But yeah, this one's super sick. So 6'1", nice swallowtail, holds really, really well through your turns. Again, I'll get the other fin put in place. Fairly bit of volume through this one, so you can take it out when it's a little bit smaller also, but it gives you good hold and good drive when the waves are a bit bigger. And then if I'm going to, you know, ride a high performance shorty, I live with a couple of housemates who have a few of those, so I just steal some of them. All right, so to wrap that one up, yeah, I suppose if the waves are bigger, I'd typically go and ride those shorties, or a couple of my mates, more high performance shortboards. Probably need to get some of those myself. Yeah, so I'd probably prefer to go out on those. If you've got a high performance longboard, then I think that's the go. I think it's going to be tricky once the wave hit, you know, plus 4 or 5 feet, to really ride a traditional longboard or a log the way that you want to. So that's why I think it is good to have that variety in equipment. This is what those waves are made for, the short boards and the mid-lengths, where you can be a little bit more high performance, and yeah, or the high performance longboard if you go down that road as well. So yeah, just go out there, ride everything. Definitely don't leave the longboard at home, but just I think try and expand that quiver so that you can get out there and have some fun and some more variety or some bigger waves. I think that's a really, really good thing to do. So here's the edit. Hope you enjoy it. We'll go through a fair bit of the footage that we got from those, I guess some of the bigger days that, you know, I've competed in recently. I've put a little blooper reel at the end here because I thought it would be fun and important not to take yourself too seriously. So yeah, well, hope you enjoy the edit, and we'll catch you soon.